mentioned this morning, sentencing proceedings in the Joshlin Smith trial began today. So here's a quick recap of the proceedings. Today's court proceedings saw the expert witness, Dr. van der Walt, testify to the horrendous state of affairs that surround human trafficking and kidnapping of minors, within not only South Africa but the world as a whole. After extensive evidence and testimony of the aforementioned, when it came time to his cross-examination, many watching were a mixture of horrified, embarrassed, and just downright confused. Advocate Makabayi, Van Ryn's lawyer, would ask questions of van der Walt like whether he advocated for victims of human trafficking, whether he was paid for his testimony today, as well as if he knew the state prosecutor prior to taking to the stand. Judge Erasmus was taking no shit today, and in general during this entire trial and case.
It's the day that people want to show attitude to me. I'm up to the challenge.
After multiple irrelevant questions being asked by her, he even straight up asked her if she was padding her questions for time, a statement which she took immediate offense to. Judge Erasmus would also go on to disallow multiple questions from her as court proceeded. Look, all I'm saying is that this judge has the patience of a saint to deal with some of what I witnessed today. Eventually, around 2 p.m., Dr. van der Walt was released from his testimony as none of the other convicts' defense team had anything to add. Next up on the stand was Errol Peterson, who has a degree in both social work as well as criminology, and who turned out was not MIA earlier in the day, but was rather just not notified of having to appear in court this morning. Once on the stand, though, he then proceeded to showcase the reports of the 3 convicts. It began with Apollos, who was heard to have left school in grade 9, engaged in abusing multiple different substances, and also had 2 children, 2 daughters. He would then be described as a reserved individual who was not known to be troublesome, but rather, according to his mother, described as being a pushover. His life apparently spiraled out of control after his relationship began with Kelly. It was stated that although it seemed evident that he was being manipulated by Kelly, he was withholding some form of truth from officials for whatever reason. It was thus recommended that a custodial sentence would be the only fit option. His lawyer would go on to oppose not too much during the cross-examination of the witness later. Next up was Van Ryn. In stark opposition to Apollos, it was heard how he was close to his father growing up, a man who was known as a substance abuser. His behavior, however, had spiraled out of control when his father passed away. He had gone on to leave school after grade 6 after negative peer pressure, and would go on to engage in substance abuse, robbery, housebreakings, and more. He would even face charges for murder in 2022. However, he was not convicted of that charge. It was heard that although he was offered the chance to change multiple times, he chose not to. It was further stated that he had shown no remorse during this trial, and there appeared to be no redeeming qualities within him. The judgment was also made that he was a menace to society. Thus, a custodial sentence was also recommended. He would then also be reported as allegedly saying he did not